Okay, so I went ahead and updated the task discovery list, and as you can see, it's much prettier now and has some formulas and formatting in it. So for a lot of these, there are drop-down menus. So when you click on this, you'll see it has options. And these specific ones we can't necessarily change because those are formatted, and I need that exact formula in there. I need it to be this. But things like job descriptions, you'll see there's several in here. And I also left you space to add a few. So there's 6 spots where you can add your own job descriptions. So if you need to do that, what you want to do is just scroll over. And you'll see in this gray box here under roles. So let's say we want to say human resources or something like that. So you need that in your tab. So now when you come back over here, you'll see there's human resources. And so let's say, who knows? Bookkeeping. Sure. I don't even know if I spelled that right now, but nope, there's definitely 2 K's in there. At least I think. Well, okay, whatever. You get the idea. So this is how you can edit that. So let's say, for example, you didn't want daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly on the time slot. You can change that. The only ones I really request you don't mess with are these 3 right here. But these you can change and make them look however you want. So for the task, I'm going to show you an example. I have this all split out here. But so for task, daily, is it a daily task, weekly task, monthly task, quarterly task, or annual task? And then how many hours per week does it take me? So for example, if it's something that I do monthly, and it takes me 10 hours a month, and there's 4 weeks in a month, that's 2.5 hours. So I would put 2.5 in here. 2.5 hours a week. Can I easily hand this off? Yes or no? Human versus computer. When I say computer, can we get a robot to do it for us? And which category I can do this? I'm sorry, I can outsource this. I must do this. A robot can do this. And then our job descriptions here. So here is an example that I filled with a whole bunch of ideas just to kind of get you guys thinking a little bit. And just so you know, the hours and the categories and the job descriptions don't fit. I basically just went in and filled it in. This is actually from a blog post from Chris Drucker. He had like 101 different tasks you could outsource, and so I used that for just some ideas to kind of jog your memory. I put some of my own ideas in here too, but the majority of these are from Chris Drucker's blog post. So you'll see it goes down. There's a ton of different ideas here. And then, so what I did for each task is, okay, Google Dropbox organization. Let's do that quarterly, and let's say it takes 4 hours, to do that per month. So once a week, I guess quarterly it would be, 0.25, but you get the idea. Can I easily hand off this task? Yes, as long as you build it so somebody knows the structure that you're looking for. A human's probably going to have to do this. This is something... Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, it's very late here. I can outsource this, and this is probably going to be a virtual assistant. So you just go through, and for each thing that you touch, you're just going to add it into your document. So your first week, so your first homework, first week of homework, you're going to do A, B, and C. And then the second week, we're going to do D, E, F, and G. And then what's going to happen is for week 3, we have these other sources here. So can I outsource this? Can a robot do this? Or I absolutely must do this. Then I have some pivot tables set up in here. And you can filter. So you won't need to change this because I have one set up for each tab. So a robot can do this, I can outsource this, and I must do this. So you won't have to mess with this one. But let's say you want all virtual assistant things. You can click on this and it'll bring up all the hours just for a virtual assistant. So our grand total of hours here, 23 hours a week is what we're looking at just from these things that we passed off, that we can clear off your plate. And again, but that's all the tasks. So that's, virtual assistant, a content writer, video editor, you get the idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to tackle one first. So what you're going to want to do is either go click through each of these, and at the bottom, if you just highlight all these rows here and you look down here, it'll give you a sum of the total amount of hours. And I erased out all the data, or I would update this and show you, but everything I touch is blank. So I can't actually update it because all the data was pulling from here, but I moved it. So then what you'll do is you'll find, so for week 3, you're going to find whichever job description gives you the most amount of hours. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be admin. But, let's say for whatever reason you're really into video graphics, and that's going to free up, 20 hours instead. Then you'll want to try to work on that first. But 9 times out of 10 is going to be admin. So for week 3, you're going to grab your admin tasks, and that's where we're going to start breaking them out, and that'll tell you, how many hours that you have. What you're going to want to do after you put all your data in here is go to your data tab and click refresh all. And see, when I do that, there's nothing here because it was all in this, it's all pulling from this tab right here. So if you click on a robot can do this, it's blank. I must do this, it's blank. So let's say test daily. Whoops. Okay, so if you don't use the drop down, the first time you have to use it, and then you can just hit D and it'll remember it. So the first time you have to use the drop down. But let's say this takes 5 hours, and yes, human. Whoops. Again, my drop down thing. I'm glad this is happening so that you guys can see what I do. Yes, I can outsource this, and we're going to say this is admin, virtual assistant. So now what I can do is, right here, I don't have anything. If I hit refresh all, and I can outsource this. You'll see there's what I just did. So I guess since it's blank, you actually probably will have to come in here, and then you'll see a robot can do this. Just click on it. If you don't know how to do filters, just email me and I'll be able to help you out. But this should be pretty self-explanatory. It's super easy to use this. I tried to make it super easy friendly. The biggest thing is you just have to hit the refresh all, and then here are your filters for the job description that you're looking for. So if you guys have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk